There's so many levels to that. It's like how you project your voice, and then how you like mix your vocals,
how you enunciate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I got a lot of that down. I mean, to the credit of Trav, we've recorded hundreds of songs together. But yeah, like then I start reflecting. I'm like, okay, a lot of these songs have the same subject matter. It's about how you're good at rapping, how you're an attractive, young, confident man, how you're the shit. Okay, what else? Where's the story here?
Man, no, but like, shout out you, bro, for being introspective. You know what I mean? Like, because we talk about brain rot content we see on social media all the time, right? And that's created by content creators, right? Yeah. We are content creators, right? And we could easily choose to do that. You know what I mean? We could easily choose to make songs that glorify sex or drugs.
I have done it, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shit, I have too, you know what I mean, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all songs have to be like political or provocative or like serious. I mean, we can make fun songs, hype songs, you know what I mean? Trashy songs, whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's part of the expression aspect of it, right? But I'm saying like to be conscious and cognizant of the kind of content you're creating, you know what I mean? Understanding that, you know, this has the power to influence someone, understanding that this has the power to change someone's, you know, perception, you know what I mean, and reality, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy to think about it that way, because when you're making music, you're not thinking about, oh, with great power comes great responsibility. You're not thinking about music as like something that has power. You're just thinking about, oh, I just want to express myself, you know what I mean?
100%, man.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
And that's crazy because, like, the brain rot content, the whole thing about it, like, even comedic content, like, you see a reel, that's funny. Yeah. You're not going to remember it next week. But what you are going to remember is the content that was really deep and meaningful and invoked an emotional experience in you. There's tons of content online that's so funny. I'm like, haha, this is funny. I'm going to laugh. But then it's like, this doesn't bring me value in the sense that, like, I laughed for 3 seconds. Okay, cool. Yeah. Now I'm just a depressed sack of shit again. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like we want more content that, like, brings lasting value to people's lives. And it's really hard to do that in 15 to 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely can.
It's like, that's why this, like, whole format of, like, doing the podcast, like, having, like, when people are going for a drive, they want to listen to something, they want to gain value from, like, content, and sort of, like, just, like, learn from other people's experiences, and, like, gain some wisdom and grow as a person.
Man, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older now. I'm 24, you know what I mean? To some people that's young. To me, I feel old. I'm, like, almost at my 30s. And
relax.
It's like, boy, calm down. But it's like, for me, it's just hard to, like, even watch the shows that I grew up watching, or like the shows I used to like, or just anything that doesn't actually add value. Like, you know, I physically feel myself like getting brain rot. I'm like
just staying stagnant.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I listening to? Yeah. Like, why am I listening? Like, you know, I have no interest. This is providing no value. Like, it's just like white noise. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of times that we do that, if we watch a movie we've already watched 100 times, it's generally just for, like, comfort and peace.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Maybe it's to reset, relax. I find I do that. I'm like, holy fuck, I feel terrible right now. I want to watch We're the Millers for the 1500th time. You know what I mean? Like,
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying, like, you should always be on the go. I'm not saying, like, it's the same thing with, like, music, right? It doesn't always have to be political.
Time and a place.
Yes, exactly. There's a time and place. If you're always sitting in your depression or always sitting in victimhood,
if you're watching We're the Millers 7 days out of the week, we got a problem. Yeah, you can watch it once a year. But
just sitting on your couch, a bowl of ice cream, you know what I'm saying? A beer in the other hand, you know, just watching me in the news. I had a few questions I wanted to ask you. I mean, as a local artist who's like a more established artist, do you have any advice you would give to or any opinions you would give to an artist who's just starting up or who's looking to get into the the industry?
100%. I would say, like, just fucking get the fuck out of your parents' basement. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what I was making music for years, just fucking cooped up in mom's basement making beats.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody knew me. You know what I mean? I finally, once I got out, went to an actual studio, shook hands, you know, saw faces.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the studio. Go to shows, bro.
Yeah.
Go to shows, you know what I mean?
Meet people, go out and get
Bro,
experience.
There's like, come out to events like these gentlemen are throwing on, like fucking network, meet people. I think that's the best advice after you've done your artist development though too. Is that you got to put in those years where you are just in mom's basement cooking up, but it shouldn't be like 6-7 years, like 2 years, you know. And once you start sounding dope and you know you're dope, you showed the homies, you're getting there.
Yeah.
Go out, shake some hands, show face. Especially if you're a producer, bro. Fucking go and meet every rapper you can.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, I got a pack for you. Yo, I got a pack for you. Like, you know, anything along that lines.
Yeah.
I think, you know, getting out there physically is a good sign. And then the other thing I would say is just consistency. I think a lot of early artists get pretty trigger happy on releasing stuff, you know, like make a dope song. Oh, we gotta drop that shit, you know. It's like, well, maybe you need to have 10, 20, 30 in the vault before you drop one. You know what I mean? Like, make a vault, bro. That was the best thing I ever did. Made a vault, fucking had all these songs ready, dropped Like Me. Oh, that's just hitting now. Put out on my own. Like, those songs were already done. You know what I mean? Like, I was always like, if I created a song, it was always going to be about 6 months till it was going to be released. You know, because I had shit all in line like that. And to my demise at that moment, eventually I scrapped the vault, and I was like, no, like maybe I waited too long. You know what I'm saying? It's that like maybe I should have put those out a little bit.
Right.
Like there's a balance to it all, but just because you have one dope song doesn't mean it needs to be out. You know?
I feel that because for me, I'm like, I find it hard to not go back to my vault and release songs that I think are dope, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, fuck, the songs are dope and I want to get them out there. But then I'm, at the same time, like, man, but I've already moved on to the next project, to the next sound, to the next style. You know what I mean?
It was a different phase in my life that I'm over now.
Yeah. And I struggle with that personally as a balance. I'm like, oh, shit, do I just forget about this? Do I make a new song maybe with the same subject or with some lyrics or whatever, you know what I mean? I
made a bunch of songs when I was single. Obviously, themes around women in some of them, you know, you know, whatever. And then I got into a serious relationship, and then I was like, I can't drop this song. I'm talking about fucking
Becky.
You know what I mean? I can't do that
Becky
to her because then
I'm
even like still when shit resurfaces, it's like funny. Like I have the feature on the Post-War song "Smoke," where it's Rhyme Flowing City, a sad girl, the prettiest. But by the time that song like really started getting popular and played at shows, I had a full-on girlfriend, and I was saying "sad girl, the prettiest," and like shit like that, and it just didn't feel right. You know? I was like, I felt it felt unfair for her at that time, and like at the end of the day, it's art. It is what it is. But there's like different phase of your life, right? So I get that. So for new artists as well, maybe don't wait 6 months, but like just because you made a song and it's dope doesn't mean you got to go and fucking send it to fucking streaming platforms right away. Like kind of make a vault, take your time with it, don't rush it. And artist development is crucial before you fucking start embarrassing yourself, I'd say too. Because there's a lot of people that I talk to, and credit to them, man. I love when I see an artist that maybe isn't that fine-tuned yet, and they're putting their shit out there, because that means they're hungry, they're passionate. You know what I mean? And they really want it. I do think that they should take some more time to make music and to get better at it before putting it out, but I still love it, and that's just my opinion.
And hey, we all started somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you gotta start.
Oh, bro, my first fucking 500 songs trash.
My first 500 songs.
Like, I didn't release the first 10 songs that I did. And the things that you're talking about are on a much bigger scale than what I've produced. So I think the point I want to touch on, something that you've reinforced for me, which I've heard in other scenarios, and that you've reinforced in this conversation, is that you should be making lots and lots of songs, even if you're not going to release them.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how you get better at being a songwriter.
Oh, yeah.
I have not made a lot of songs. I've made maybe at most 50 to 60 songs.
In your life?
That's
You're lying, and you're already that dope, bro. You gotta cook up more, man. Honestly,
but I've only released 20. So
Yeah.
I have 40 unreleased songs, but like the first 10 to 15 songs I didn't release. But I never thought of it that way. Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought I need to like be making more fucking songs, become a better songwriter. You know, like say what I want to actually say.
Yeah.
You know, like that's crazy. So that's a really important point.
So
I feel like songwriting too, to some extent, like there's a creative part, but it's like there's also like methodological part to it. It's kind of almost like training. You know what I mean? Like,
bro.
Yeah. The more you like train at something, the better you come at it. You know what I mean? Like shooting hoops or like going to the gym or whatever. You know what I mean? So the more you songwrite, the more connections your brain make. Same with freestyling. You know what I mean? The more you're able to like recall words better, the better you get at like fine tuning your storytelling and all of that. You know what I mean?
You could ask Trav, man. Like basically for years and years and years before I like. We go into a session, and even if we had something planned to work on, the very first thing we would do is we would just go on YouTube, just fucking pick a beat that we're just like vibing with right now, and just make a freestyle out of it, knowing that song was never going to be released.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to sit here and cook up a beat right now. You know, let's just grab a YouTube beat real quick, rap on it, and now that's a nice warm up. We got that muscle flexing now. You know, we fucking did that like 100 times.
Facts.
And like we still do it to this day. Like the other day we had a session where we literally just pulled the beat off YouTube. We both recorded verses to it, and then we're like, actually, this song's dope. We might drop this one. You know what I mean? So it's just like...
Takes the pressure off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, man, rest in peace to fucking Cade Jones, man.
Rest in peace.
He's great guy. First session I ever had with him, he's like, so what do you want to start with? I was like, warm up. He's like, what do you mean warm up? And I was like, yo, we're gonna fucking make a warm up song. We cooked up this track, and it was like, he's like, I like doing that warm up shit, and it's like, it's something that it just gets it. Yeah, it's less pressure. You're like, okay, this isn't the main event type vibe, right? Like this is just like walking laps, maybe.
And he brings it kind of back to like that rawness, that organic. Yeah.
Not overthinking. There's a J. Cole documentary. Fuck, which one was it? I don't remember.
Was it a folding clothes one?
Might have been. He was saying he had this thing called the 7-minute drill. Ironically, that was the name of the disc, but this was years before the disc. Where he said he'd put on a beat, start a timer for 7 minutes, and anything that came to his mind, he'd write down, not second guessing any bar. Even if you even if you immediately think it's trash, just keep it and keep going.
I'm pretty sure that was the KOD shit, and he does that with he does it with like his Dreamville team. Every time, like they do that. Like that's a part of the thing.
That's some of an exercise that I've started exploring is writing without any what do you call it, like attachment.
Yeah,
you're just writing. You're not analyzing anything until the end.
Man,
just get it all out. It's actually really good.
The biggest mistake that you could probably make is overanalyze, and like I get it too. Is like I'll show you guys a song later, but I was feeling this song and I wrote 2 verses, and it was like really mentally taxing. There's a lot of trauma pouring out into the song, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this 3rd verse like as time goes on. In the meantime, I got the demo on my phone. I've ran it up 100 times. And then now I like the song too much, and now I'm just like, how am I going to do this 3rd verse? So I get the overthinking thing and caring too much. Like, it happens. So sometimes when all that pressure's aside, crazy. Like, pressure is great too. Like, I like pressure when I'm performing, but maybe not when I'm creating. If that makes sense.
That's crazy. That got me thinking about something, but I just lost it. Oh, that's inspiring.
Yeah, pressure when you're creating. No pressure when you're performing, but not when you're creating.
Yeah, sometimes it's just nice to put it all aside, and that's what I love about collaborating too. I mean, my whole career I love collaborating. Honestly, like I much prefer making songs in a group than I do just myself. Honestly.
For me, like I feel like we kind of have similar stories there. It's like I started off in a group as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Before, like all throughout COVID, we were cooking. You know what I mean? Like at parties, same thing. We would perform. You know what I mean? We had little demos going around in our friend group and shit. You know what I mean? Playing at the trap and shit. You know.
Same shit.
And after a bit, you know what I mean, we all started making, putting out music individually, you know what I mean, but it's like, for me, I feel like all those years, like, honing, like, just, like, the art of hip-hop for me, like, made me good at, like, not performing, made me good at, like, my lyricism, you know what I mean, for me personally, what I struggle with is, like, my production, like, I need to, like, record at, like, a properly treated studio, you know what I mean, so I could get the best quality ever, you know what I mean, like, you had the advantage of having Travis, I did, you know what I mean, right, so it's like, I feel like that's what my biggest struggle is, you know what I mean, and that's also, like, why I struggle with, in terms of, like, releasing music, because I'm like, bro, I have this dope song, but I know it could sound better, you know what I mean, right, and I'm like, do I just drop it, or do I make it sound better, you know what I mean, and then just the whole balance between, like, oh, man, do you want to record every song in the studio with an engineer, you know what I mean, you gotta think about the cost of that,
it's expensive, man.
I go on a tangent, but my point is, do you have anything that you struggled with, like as a upcoming artist, like early in your career, or struggle with right now, or just in general? And have you found any ways that helped you with that you could share with others? I mean, for other upcoming artists who are listening.
Yeah, no, definitely relate to what you said too. Because for the longest time, I was the guy recording and mixing, and like, there's probably a reason why none of those songs came out too. It's like maybe a few of them actually had some potential. Mix was trash on them, and I was very fortunate. Just again, why you got to get out of your mom's basement too.
Yeah.
And I finally, the first studio I ever went to, I met Trav, and like we weren't even like tight like that at the beginning at all. You know what I mean? It was just strictly business relationship.
Right.
He was so hella serious. I was like, it's kind of intimidating. I was like, man, who the fuck is this guy? He was just like, but he's making my voice sound good. Oh, and then like so what actually happened is I actually started teaching him how to make beats.
Wow.
So I taught him how to produce. We became really close friends. We started partying. First time I ever saw him drunk blew my mind. Because he was just like this most serious guy. And all of a sudden I saw him, he's like, yeah! And I was like, what the fuck? Like the biggest fucking switch up. And I was like, oh, shit. Just threw me off. But yeah, no, like, so before, like, definitely overthinking mixes. So, like, for me, I will always work with Trav. I mean, it's my best friend now. But, like, yeah, that took that side away. And then more recently, it probably like goes down to songwriting for me is like outside like the warm-up songs and whatever when I'm actually trying to create something, it was definitely more just being like scared to admit things that I'm maybe embarrassed or ashamed of. And like, yeah, I mean, like, you don't got to rap about how you fucking shit your pants in 3rd grade or something like that. But like there are times where like, you know, maybe it's like, yeah, I admit I fucked up in this. Like, taking accountability, I think is such a fucking sign of maturity and growth, bro. Yeah. It's like no one's perfect. People are gonna fuck up, and like the people that fuck up the most, the people that learn the most. So I feel that like a lot of growth in my music has just come from like being more vulnerable, opening up, accountability. I'm sounding like a broken record. I'm saying the same shit. But
the people who succeed have fucked up more than
they've won.
The people who succeed have fucked up more than the people that don't succeed have even tried.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So even though you fucked up so much, you still fucked up more than others who haven't even tried.
That's exactly it.
Right?
And you learn from the fuck ups.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's powerful.
When you're talking about like writing and caring about a verse, I've always been a strong believer in draft writing, where like I try to write a first draft with no pressure.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not always comes out. And then I try to look at it more. I try to analyze it later. It doesn't always succeed. Sometimes I'm halfway through writing a verse, and I'm like, fuck, this verse is fucking stupid.
So do you write the whole song before you record it?
No, I'm very, yeah.
So you write the whole song, practice it, have it figured out, and then record it?
That's exactly what I do.
So, man, that's dope. And like, that works for so many people.
Creative processes are so different.
You do it differently?
I write.
Very curious.
I write right in the studio, bro. But I'm also blessed because I have Trav. But like, I literally will write 8 bars of the first verse.
That's cool.
Record it, have it playing, and then keep on writing. Record that, play it, keep on writing. Like, I'm like writing as I'm making the song.
It's so interesting how many different creative processes there are. I haven't even recorded in the studio yet, bro.
Yeah.
I've recorded all my shit at home. It's funny you're saying my mom's basement. I've graduated from my mom's basement to my dad's attic.
There we go. That's sick. That's sick.
Because I live on the 3rd floor of my stepdad's house.
That's awesome, man. That's so funny. He's moving on up.
Crazy.
Hey, you got out of there, so.
Dad's attic.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
That's crazy.
In terms of your music, could you give us some example of what some of your influences were growing up? Like, it doesn't have to be just like artist specifically. It could be certain genres or specific songs. You know what I mean? That like were you always a musical person? Do you grow up singing or playing instruments? You know what I mean? Like, what were your influences?
Yeah, no. So when I first really got into music, I was really young. I used to fucking like write songs on Microsoft Word to like no beat. You know what I mean? Like, I used to make like movies on Windows Movie Maker and shit like that. Like, I was always very creative. Had a little fucking YouTube channel when I was a kid. Like, I was into that, like lip syncing vids, the whole 9 yards, man.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And then I was actually very blessed. I went to school with my buddy Ian. His dad is Len Milne, who owns Bedside Recording Studios. So at the time, Bedside, it was just in their basement in their house on the West End. I lived on the street over.
Okay.
So we went over there and we recorded a song about dust bunnies in the couch. Like we were like 9, 10 years old. You know what I mean? So I got into it early in that aspect. But then, like obviously you're a kid. You know what I mean? You're living life, growing up. And then a few years later, I got into I was like decent at the guitar, like nothing crazy. Okay. It was all right. Got into a band when I was 12. Got kicked out of the band because I wasn't showing up to practice. Kind of like hung up on music for a while, and then I was like more into like athletes in general. That kind of inspired me, especially like underdog stories, like that motherfucker that would be like undrafted, willed his way up, you know, got into the, you know, or the small guy that was like fucking doubted on his whole life, and you know. There's not like really any specifics, but then when I go to like specific like hip hop influence, like it definitely stemmed from like a lot of early Logic, early Kendrick, Chance in there too. Honestly, so like I said before, Schoolboy Q, all the TDE. What else did I fucking listen to like a religion? Man, Tribe Called Quest. Reminded me so much of my homies, like. And yeah, I think that's why I fucked with the Tribe too as a group. And I never thought I was gonna be a solo act, to be honest. I always thought I just thought like I'm wrong, you know. like life happens and like people clash and like every band or group at some point breaks
the group
up.
thing is hard. It's a hard thing to pull off, especially when you're younger too.
Very difficult.
You know what I mean? It's a very hard thing to pull off. Like look at the Migos. I mean, they split eventually. Like Griselda, they split. You know what I mean? YBN, they split. You know, so
all that shit.
Yeah, it's very hard. I feel like it was easier back in the day. You know what I mean? Than right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was.
Because right now there's just too many, too many outside forces. You know what I mean? That make it a lot harder. You know.
Comment sections too, man. Honestly, that alone.
Crazy shit. Anything you would want to add, you'd want to ask, you'd want to talk about?
Or anything to promote?
Yeah, like do you have any new music coming up, new shows? Or
Yeah, we got a new song. It's called Road Don't End. It'll be out soon. I don't know when, but I don't know when this is out. When is this going to be out?
This episode is going to be out in the last week of March.
So yeah, it won't be out yet. Or maybe it will be. Who knows? Check my Spotify, whatever my latest release is.
Just check the Spotify every day so you don't miss it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you could just follow, turn on notifications, you know, that way.
Yeah, real fans out.
Yeah, it's Vital, you did this. VITAL, you did this. Song Road Don't End, when that comes out, run that one up.
Is that a solo single?
Yeah, that was just solo. But I do have one fun thing that I do want to do here, if you guys are down. I want to do a draft between us three.
A draft?
Yeah, so we'll start with Austin. You'll get the first overall pick, and then we'll go in circles here. We're each going to draft 3 rappers, dead or alive.
Like top 3?
Top 3. It doesn't have to be your top 3. It could be, or it could be your top 3. Whatever, however you want to go with this.
Like of all time?
Of all time, bro. All time, and it could be like your personal favorites or like what you think should be the top 3, whatever. But you get first overall pick.
The ones that I pick won't take any away from you guys.
Perfect. There you go. Makes it easier on us then. I think that's a good. I think it's a good way to do it. Maybe let's do our personal 3 then.
Yeah. Okay. So, is that not what we were doing?
No, we'll do it.
It could do either personal or like who you think in general. You know what I mean? Because those are 2 different things. Who your personal like top 3 artists is different. Well, because I think Jay-Z's probably the notorious one pick for a lot of people. Yeah. Jay-Z's not my one pick. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Biggie, Tupac.
What you think the top 3 should be.
But let's do personal. Let's do personal. I like that more.
Oh, damn.
Because then we're just going to say the same names everyone else does.
Fair enough.
I don't know. A lot of old heads aren't gonna like this, but I did not grow up on old school hip hop.
You bastard!
I did not grow up on boom bap. I only started listening to rap. Like the first rap song I heard was "Without Me" by Eminem.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm just
So that's like when I started listening to hip hop, and I don't know how old I was at that point, but I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, so I'm only a little bit older than you.
Yeah.
My top 3 always changes. You guys might want to go first because I got to think.
Okay, you start off.
Okay, my personal top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean top 3 of who I'm listen to right now, or like top 3 who I think in general? Like
I was saying general.
Okay. My top 3, like I feel like
In general.
I feel like Biggie and Tupac have to be up there, but I feel like they'll take one spot in the sense that they not only like change like their generation music, but they change the trajectory of rap. You know what I mean? They, the commercialization of rap. You know what I mean? Even like Biggie's flow, inspired a bunch of new flows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And new styles of music. So it. Not just like the influence on rap, also the influence on me personally. You know what I mean? Like I literally call myself Vybe Shakur.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So Tupac has a big influence on me. How he embodied, just like how he embodied the black experience in terms of, he was kind of like the voice of the black people. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was like the true embodiment of hip hop. Hip hop was like supposed to be like the voice of the streets, you know what I mean? Like reporting the shit that the news wouldn't report on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
pushing social justice.
Yeah.
And like he did it in such a poetic way. Too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like Tupac embodied that in so many different ways. So for me, Tupac and Biggie have to be up there, but I think they occupy one spot. And then other than that, it's a tough one. Other than that, there's a Nigerian artist. In my opinion, he did a bit of like Afro music and rap growing up. You know what I mean? Right now, he does more so Afro music, but he goes by Two-Face Adibia. He was a big inspiration on me. Just seeing how he like blended Nigerian music with like Western influences. You know what I mean? From hip hop all the way to reggae. I mean, and even pop sometimes, I found it very inspiring, you know what I mean? And his flow, his style, his lyricism, and the third spot, it's a very hard one, man. Third spot's a very hard one, but I might have to give it to K-Dot.
Yeah,
I might have to give it to K-Dot because I grew up on Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, that was our era there.
Yeah, that was gospel for me, bro. That was the Bible. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Because I felt that in my spirit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it was embodying an experience that I was living in that moment. You know what I mean? I felt like a good kid who came from a mad city. You know what I mean? Quite literally. You know what I mean? Winnipeg is grimy as fuck. So yeah, those have to be.
I like those a lot.
Yeah.
Do you have your 3?
I do now.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so it's gonna be J. Cole, Eminem, and Lil Wayne. Like I said, not as old school as you would think, but so J. Cole sort of paved the lane for vulnerability in music, and a lot of rappers were doing vulnerability in hip hop before him.
Yeah.
But just the way that he did it, like the combination of lyricism, flow, grittiness,
melody,
all mixed together.
Like the shit that people give. So it's culture, but the shit that people give Drake credit for, I feel like should go to J. Cole. Like people were like Drake was the first dude to rap and sing choruses at the same time, but J. Cole been doing that before Drake. You know what I mean?
And he also mixed different styles. He could do aggressive, raw, gritty shit, and he could do love songs.
Yeah.
So J. Cole's dope. Eminem paved first commercially successful white rapper.
Yeah.
Paved the way for other white rappers.
Yeah.
Brought a lyricism and flow that had never been heard before or done before in hip hop. You cannot take that away from him.
Yeah.
And just becoming a superstar, the biggest superstar at his peak.
Yeah,
not the biggest superstar currently, but at his peak.
No, for sure.
Right?
He's even still up there right now.
Yeah, he's still doing good numbers.
Like he just did the tour. Yes.
And then Lil Wayne, just again, unique lyricism and flow.
He's a goat.
That's what things that I
love
noticed.
that pick. Yeah,
like the uniqueness of it. It's just it's just unconventional beats and weird flows that you wouldn't expect, and it's cool.
Yeah.
That's
the whole Carter movement, Carter 1 to 5. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's my top 3 in general.
I like those picks a lot, man.
Did I steal any of yours?
No, but it just changed up how I'm gonna do mine. I was gonna go basic, but I mean, I'll go Q-Tip because Q-Tip's my dog. I love all the Tribe. He's a producer and a rapper, which I really respect, and definitely boost points for me. As probably same with the J. Cole thing too for you, right? The fact that he does a lot of his own production is fucking sick.
Facts.
I honestly, was thinking of leaving this guy off just because it is a bit of a like an old head pick, but I can't not put him in. It's Nas, bro. Nas is like one of the greatest rappers of all time.
I just
man.
listened
I
just listened to the Nas and Damian Marley album. I've re-listened to it.
Damn, I haven't even listened to that one.
Bro, that album is my
amazing.
top 10. It's
really?
Yes.
Fuck, I need to listen to that. I'm such an
Nas
idiot.
is huge.
Bro, like Lil Wayne was on that album too,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Oh, it's one of the newer ones for sure. I mean, not newer, but I mean, for Nas, for Nas timeline. Number 3. Fuck it. Let's just fucking. Oh, that's a good one. What's a good one? And because both you guys said Kendrick, or one of you said Kendrick, one of you said Cole.
Yeah.
I can't be saying Kanye right now. I can't. I really can't.
I mean,
because that's another producer rapper, right?
Yeah,
there,
no,
right?
exactly. No, I mean, so like great artist.
I mean, he did great shit.
Yeah.
Like,
No, man, I love a lot of like what Kanye stood about early on and like believing in yourself and shit.
Bro, graduation,
It's amazing.
college,
It's
808s and
unfortunate that
heartbreaks,
he
all that shit. So
It's unfortunate he lost his goddamn mind, but playing it like, oh, I have freedom of speech. Now it's like, no, you're losing your mind and pretending that you're.
Well, I mean, he has been diagnosed with like bipolar disorder, right? Like he does have like BPD. You know what I mean? And I don't think homie wants to take his meds. I mean, I can't blame him, bro. Like I don't trust pharmaceuticals either. But it's like you got to take care of your health, man. Like you're in Hollywood with all of this.
Yeah, you're a public figure.
He with all of this like motherfuckers who really don't care about you. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe I think he just needs to leave Hollywood. He needs to like go back to Chicago, go back to his roots, and like be around people who actually care about him. You know what I mean? Not just a bunch of yes men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't even want to touch that right now. I won't even lie.
Toxic shit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree with you. Fuck, man, that's tough, man. I mean, like honestly, it would be Kendrick. It would be Kendrick for me. I have to say Kendrick, but since you already said it, I'll say Q. Scuba Q.
Oh, okay. Wow. So Q-Tip and Scuba Q.
Yeah,
that's
it's
interesting.
both the Qs. I like artists that have Q in there.
Is your top 3 different from like your 3 most listened to artists or your 3 most
fuck
repeated
yeah,
artists?
no man,
exactly.
man, every year it's so different because it's so hard. It's just like we're talking about watching the same movie over and over. But it's like it is hard to like listen to the same album like all the fucking time. You know, I barely listen to fucking Good Kid, Mad City nowadays. You know, I barely listen to Nothing Was the Same nowadays. You know, like I try and like save those for like special moments. Honestly.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I try to listen to new music. It just sucks half the time. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, like, it's just whack. But I like Aaron May. I was saying that before.
Ooh,
I recently found this artist, Anella. He's fucking dope too.
Okay.
He's more like Post Malone vibes. He's not really a rapper, but he's fucking dope. I've actually like, he's like the first artist in a minute where I'm like waiting for him to drop. And other genres, bro. I've been. Like, bro, I'd fucking be dabbling with some Noah Khan. Be dabbling with some folk, I wouldn't say country, but maybe a little bit. I mean, Anella has a couple like little country vibe songs, but yeah, no, I've just been listening to other genres more. I feel like hip hop, like there is like generally maybe one good hip hop album a year right now in the mainstream.
Yeah,
I think honestly,
it's a lot of garbage. I don't even listen to like new releases anymore.
Yeah.
From mainstream artists.
Yeah, specifically mainstream.
Yeah,
I say that. I know you gotta dig, you gotta find it.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard Prof?
No.
Prof is a new hip hop artist that's pretty dope. He incorporates a lot of singing and funky vibes to his music.
Oh, it's the white dude.
Yeah. I could show you guys some of that shit. Chill Bump. I don't know if you guys have heard of Chill Bump.
No.
It's like a DJ rapper duo. Again, probably under 1 million monthly listeners. Like small, but not huge, but not small.
Yeah, like enough they're making a living, but they're not fucking on every radio station, or they're not playing in H&M.
Like it's just crazy that so much garbage is getting released into the airspace, and we're not hearing these amazing artists. Like what is fucking happening to
That's
hip hop?
gonna go on another tangent, bro. Cause
no, we're gonna have to do a whole episode about it. Like, it's insane.
That's
what is
fair.
happening.
Another one.
It's
Yeah,
so crap.
I want to be back for that too, because like, and honestly, it really ties into the Drake thing too.
Yeah. Well, I just touched on it a little bit. I just say like I feel like there are a lot of like people who see hip hop as a hobby or like just something fun or a phase in their life, you know what I mean? And like those people like oversaturate the market for people like us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's literally what it comes down to. Is a lot of people. I mean, look at Miley Cyrus and she had a little hip hop phase.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I didn't even know about that. I'm glad I didn't know.
You never heard 23? 23 is actually a fire song. Mike Will made it, bro.
Yeah.
High apart with my J's on. That show's fire. But yeah, no, that is what it is. A lot of people go through those fucking phases. Yeah. Either way,
man, for me, it's like my top three always switches. Like I go like sometimes there's a lot of reggae like Bob Marley and Damian Marley. Sometimes there's a lot of like melodic hip hop like Millie's and J. Cole.
Yeah.
Other times it's just like greedy, grimy shit like Griselda.
Yeah, like the Buffalo shit. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
Yeah. No, I like Conway.
Wait,
Conway's my favorite.
Didn't you open up for Griselda when it came to
No, I did not. The Feta did back in the day, bro. That was Conway when he came here. That was sick. No, my first big one was BB No Money. So I've done BB No Money. I've done Eneli Choppa. I've done Dax, Tech Nine. Done fucking Lloyd Banks.
Yeah.
I've done fucking YB in the Mirror.
Did you do a little TJ?
I did not. No, just Max. Yeah. But yeah, no, I've been blessed for those opportunities.
Yeah.
And thank you to all the people that put me in those opportunities.
That's
I'm so lucky, bro. Like I think I was just like that's probably where it stemmed from too. Is I was just like I'm so fucking dope. I always get booked, and it's like no, you're literally lucky, man. Like think about it.
I'm sure it's a little bit of both, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro.
true.
Like the
Also,
confidence, you know what I mean? Like
you got that dope lyricism.
Yeah, and the energy and just your production. For me, what stood out the most about you is your production and your performance.
Also, you must have been networking. You must have been in the right room.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. I honestly.
You must have been in the right room with certain people, and that's not luck. That's you putting yourself in that room. You know what I mean?
Great point, man.
But
That's a great point.
But yeah.
Anyways, we'll wrap it up, man.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Can't wait to be back.
Oh,
This is sick as fuck.
Let's
This is
do
sick
an
as fuck.
outro. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Vybe Network Podcast. If you want Vital on the show again, let us know. We're going to have him on either way, but you still have to fucking let us know.
We need at least one comment to say, bring him back.
Yeah, and remember, y'all.
You check the comments, it's me.
It's just the three of us. Yeah, but you already know. Give him a follow on our platforms. I mean, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing.
Yeah, I don't got a Facebook, won't lie. But.
You're saving yourself a lot of headache. Facebook is so trash right now.
Man. Oh, man. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. YBK out.
Austin Licious out. Just kidding.
Go fuck your mother, man.
That was
What the fuck? I was just like...